Terry for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Zachary 90, 180. Hey, Delta. 198. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Quarterback, don't get it.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yep, the lanes are there. Go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Coming to you, coming to you.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Anthony Walker able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
What? I'm going to go load it. Load it. Let's go. What?
Now Rivers. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got it off. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet there are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 5-yard line. Ready, set, 180. Watch 98 to Mike. It's going to be a long...
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
It's our time. It's our time.
Now it's Love. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
27 on the play. First down, Colts.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll try the left side. Hines. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch Mexico.
To throw is Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. From the gun, here's Luck. Finding Paris Campbell, and there's Campbell's first NFL catch. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Luck now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Alert three, alert three, alert three.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, it's Hines, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Luck. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Luck. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. On 4th down, Luck. And that is going to be incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Rivers. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down and 4, Rivers. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit in the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Badgley on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Colts on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Luck. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Following the interception here, Rivers out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Charger offense is running away with this one. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Badgley out.